Scrap plans for a WWE title win for The Rock have been revealed. A top AEW star is taking some time off, and we've got a major announcement set for Backlash. Stay tuned for all the juicy French deets. Now, remember back to those halcyon pre-WrestleMania 40 days when we were really scared because The Rock turned back up, and immediately we're kind of happy because The Rock's back.
It's The Rock.
And then Cody just rolled over and gave him his title shot, and it was like, wait, what? You won the Rumble, mate. You won the Rumble. What's going on? And there was a lot of talk that was going to be the direction we were heading in. Of course, WWE eventually walked it back. But apparently at one point the idea, this is according to a report from the Wrestling Observer newsletter, at one point the idea was that The Rock would return to WWE to face Roman Reigns, as we saw them kind of going toward. That would be at WrestleMania 40. He would then beat Reigns for the Universal Undisputed WWE Uwu Big Belt. And then he'd immediately vacate it. Just, I've won it. See you later.
I'm off to Hollywood.
I'm going to take this belt and I'm going to be the people's champion now that I'm in Hollywood. Bye. And that was the original plan.
Yeah, so he would the original plan, he was going to beat Roman Reigns, which is a baffling decision on its own.
Just come in on its own, beat Roman Reigns.
Win the belt and break the streak, the Roman Reigns historic title reign of over 1,000 days.
Completely derail Cody Rhodes, who people have been wanting to win for 2 years now.
Yeah, 2 years. There was 2 years of build. He would then obviously go back to Hollywood, film Moana 2.
But first, he would just stand there on Raw the night after and go, I don't need this crap. And then just walk out.
But also, as a face.
Yeah.
Because he was going to be the face in that feud. So it
Don't
seems
worry,
like
I'm still all your champion. And he picks up his people's title belt and goes and films 7 more Fast and Furiouses because the crowd go, and throw all their money at him.
I'm guessing it would have been so that they could get a like he goes away with the People's Championship and is like, oh, you deserve a champion that's here.
He's got his family in the back just going, Hobbs and Shaw. Yeah. Hobbs trying to get
another film. But like going away and having the People's Championship, maybe coming back in a unification with the regular WWE Championship. I don't know. But it seems like that idea of the title predated the Hall of Fame ceremony.
But apparently it would go on to have, as you were touching on there, like Roman would win it back off Rock when Rock comes back when he's ready.
Or, well, Reigns winning
Reigns would win it,
while he's away.
And
Cody beats Reigns for the belt.
And then eventually we go back to Reigns Rock, I'd imagine, to sort of blow everything off completely. But as per the report, this was the idea that many within WWE were fighting back against, no surprise there, as the feeling was that it would hurt Cody Rhodes' eventual title win if Reigns had lost it and then regained it. Amazing.
Only to lose it to Cody. Like, of course that was going to hurt Cody Rhodes' eventual title win. The whole thing was Cody finishing his story.
Yeah.
And stopping Roman Reigns' title reign in its tracks at over 1,000 days.
Well, a lot of people apparently saw him, and evidently now it's quite clear they see him as the guy who's going to lead WWE forward into the future through 2024, 2025 and beyond. But the plan obviously all stemmed from Rhodes winning the Rumble and then being forced out of action due to an injury angle. So they try and explain it away.
Yeah. So
while I imagine having him turn up every week and go on, Rock, get him for me.
I mean, that's the idea that we'd heard they were originally going to do was before CM Punk got injured, Cody was going to get taken out with an injury angle. The Rock would take his place, and it would be all happy, smiley faces for The Rock coming back to face Roman Reigns. I'm really glad. We were talking about this last night, me and Aiden, and we just kept on reiterating how bad an idea this was.
When I first read this, you putting the document together, watching you just like go through the stories bit by bit, and I'm just reading it again and again and again, be like, no, I'm surely getting this wrong. Like, this isn't.
I can't believe, like,
he wins it after 2 years, derails his own cousin, doesn't need the victory, he's already The Rock, and then just disappears and drops the belt like it's a sack of crap.
I'm not surprised people were pushing back against it. It is arguably, it's like the worst booking that they could have done, and I mean, look, they didn't do it in the end.
No, they
didn't do it. They walked it back.
We're very thankful.
It resulted in arguably the best feel-good moment that you could get at the end of WrestleMania.
But why was that?
Well, apparently, one of the backstage reasons, or one of the plans, was that The Rock was going to go and win the title, but that was promised to Cody Rhodes instead. This was, of course, last year. Alongside this, it was revealed in the same report, I should say, it was revealed that Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman were the ones to convince Vince McMahon and Triple H into changing the result of Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39. The idea was that they could use the next year to build multiple people up to a sort of bigger stage, that being Jey Uso, Solo Sikoa, and Cody Rhodes. I think they have done so with two of those guys. I think Solo's just getting around to it now.
As well, it got to a point when, you know, Roman Reigns was a part-time champion, however you look at it, right?
Yeah.
He didn't defend that belt anywhere near as much as he should. Leave the belt with him. That was my whole thinking going into it, was like, people already hate him. They already want the belt ripped off him. Let him keep going. Let him just stretch his legs as long as he wants, because eventually that hatred's going to boil over into absolute support. And look at how look at the end of Mania,
now.
look at the crowd reactions, look at everything.
I mean, ultimately it did pay off. Like, as you said, it's resulted in a bigger story and bigger moments for like Jey Uso, Solo Sikoa, Cody Rhodes. But it's very interesting to hear some insight into how that went down last year. It directly sort of saying Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman were the ones that, when it doesn't work for me, Us, I'm going over, and realizing, we can take this story further.
Apparently, McMahon being the first one to be like, yeah, and then Triple H coming around to the idea. Of course, I mean, the further was crazy. 39. You couldn't blame them if they did go with Cody at 39, because it was like the monumental return, the massive build, and it was just like boom, like this is it. And we were all convinced. We were all convinced. And so to do such a rug pull was just such a good idea.
Ultimately, you know, they've been proven right. But imagine if we'd got Cody Rhodes losing at WrestleMania 39 last year. It looks all set for 40, and then The Rock wins, and then you've not got Cody's moment. Where is Cody's moment? I'm so glad they didn't do it.
We're moving forward into a new era of WWE. One of my favorite things so far in the new Paul Levesque era, TM, Triple H era, hashtag Paul Levesque, is Michael Cole really just flourishing. Just not like, I don't know, it just feels like he's having a lot of fun.
Not having someone talking in his ear.
Not having someone blasting down his ears by the feel of it. Yeah, it seems like he's really just sort of being able to enjoy what he's doing and be an actual part of it again. When it felt like for a long time he was just this, I guess, mouthpiece, right?
Mouthpiece that just said the catchphrases that he needed to say, and it didn't feel as natural. We saw glimpses of it, the Cruiserweight Classic and the UK tournament. Michael Cole was terrific.
Well, Michael Cole's also like he wears a lot of hats within the company. He does a lot backstage with further work with the other commentators, the other announcers. But PW Insider reporting that he's pulled back from these duties behind the scenes so that he can focus on his on-air duties as lead commentator for Raw and PLEs. And to be honest, I don't understand how he'd have time for both anyway. Like the amount of look, when we worked with like JR and stuff back at the old place, you'd hear him talk about, well, you know, you've got to watch all the content, you've got to make sure you know absolutely everything that's happening at all times. And that was when you had pay-per-views, Raw, SmackDown, and not all of the ancillary content,
all the extra stuff,
NXT and everything else tied in, and social media wasn't a thing. And you know, there's all these new avenues that I imagine having to stay on top of is gargantuan now compared to how it was when he first entered the company. It's a shame because he's somebody that I feel will have so much knowledge that he can just bestow, but at the same time he feels like he's maybe that type of person where he's just a well of knowledge. So it's the type of guy, if you just go up to him,
he's going to give that advice.
There you go.
We know that he's for a while been being the producer for the commentary team, so he's been the guy that's in their ears while they're speaking. Anyone that's not him while it's on air is
say fruity.
Is getting the Michael Cole management. It just looks like they're going a different route from this. He deserves to take a moment and chill out. And
I mean, he's been with WWE for pretty much my entire active viewing. Before that, he was a war correspondent. The guy. He
knows his stuff, and he just
loves a massive challenge, doesn't he? Moving across to the other side of the fence, though, some sad news, but I guess not really surprising news here. A report again from the Wrestling Observer newsletter revealing that Bryan Danielson is taking some time off from AEW and using the injury angle around the Storm Driver situation to write him off for now. He's been going a bit too hard, apparently, and now he's getting a break.
He has been going very hard for the past few months. Man, he broke his, he broke his forearm last year against Okada. He's had a string of incredible matches. That match with Osprey, insane.
I don't want to insinuate that he's fragile, but obviously very, very serious prior injuries in the past, and it's just like every time I'm like, just cool it down, cool it down a little, just a little. So it's good that he's getting some time.
And if this is what
relax,
if this is what we need to have his career extended, because we know he's retiring soon, but he's going part-time. If this is what it takes to have him just go part-time, Yeah.
Put him in the time chamber, let him train at like 1,000 times Earth's gravity or whatever, and then have him come back at big shows, do a bit of hype lead in for a couple of weeks, have him come back at big shows, and then just go like Super Saiyan on everybody.
It's a formula that will work with Danielson well.
Yeah, he's an attraction of a star, and I think with minimal build, you can bring him in and put him up against anybody, and I want to watch him rip their arms off.
100%. Or kick their head in.
Yeah, kick their flipping head somewhere. But we're just going to wrap things off again. Just a reminder, there is Backlash tonight. We had SmackDown
just a few hours' time.
In just a few hours' time. It's mental. We've got an actual, tangibly watchable show at a decent hour. It's Backlash tonight. Of course, that means there are going to be live reactions here on the channel, youtube.com/cultaholic/live with Adam Pacitti and Andrew
Dingle.
So they're going to be watching along live. Of course, we'll have all the standard content coming out in and around it. But also, at Backlash itself, Corey Graves and Wade Barrett teased last night on SmackDown that WWE are going to be making a major announcement on Backlash about WrestleMania.
About WrestleMania, indeed. They said that there would be this happening tonight on Backlash. This comes off the back of reports that WWE was looking to make an announcement about WrestleMania 41 very, very soon, with the front runner looking to be Las Vegas. It seems to be going down between Las Vegas and Minneapolis.
It's going to Vegas. UFC's just grinding on Vegas.
I think it's going to be Vegas. Me and Andrew discussed this the other day on the news, and it feels like it's a natural fit. You had the Super Bowl, which obviously is going to be very profitable. It's a Super Bowl, but you had it there in Vegas. You've got that sphere.
You've got an entire like set of blocks of buildings that's entire purpose is to just vacuum money out of people's pockets, and you've got people walking around with pockets full of money, just waiting to have it vacuumed out of their pockets. Whether it's a replica belt, 15 t-shirts, or just one really bad hand at the roulette table.
Yep.
Yeah, that works.
It's a perfect
roulette
place.
hands. Yeah, but that's kind of it's where I see it going. I think with TKO's business relationships, it really feels like Vegas is going to be a bit, maybe not like a home, but a bit of a hub. I think we're going to see,
for sure. We're seeing,
like maybe at least one event a year is going to be Vegas.
We're seeing NXT go to the Apex in Vegas very, very soon.
I'm quite keen to see how that's going to look.
Yeah, I think if we see stuff, we might see like a WWE experience show on there if we're going to Vegas. But Vegas, it just feels like a bigger hub than Minneapolis.
It does, but I want to see Mania in that bloody Viking Stadium.
They want a warm.
I know they do.
Venue, and granted, Minneapolis is inside. The venue's inside, so it will be heated. But they want fans out and about in Las Vegas on the Vegas Strip, roasting.
Look, there's outdoor escalators and stuff in Vegas. It's just cooler, right?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Minnesota, but you just need to get rid of the snow.
Yeah.
So that is it for your second dose of lovely bumper weekend wrestling news. We may be back before Backlash if anything major does break, but if not, keep it with us here. Again, youtube.com/cultaholic/live. Pacitti and Dingle going head to head. Pacitti went through a table last time.
He did go through a table.
Let's hope they don't make any crazy bets this time. You're going to have to tune in to find out. Catch you on a bit.